Welcome back to another edition of the Sabres Spotlight on the Marion Sports Network. I am Wade Bates. As the 2018 fall sports season get underway, right now we're going to bring in Marion men's and women's golf coach Tyler McLaughlin as they get ready to open up their campaign the weekend of August 31st. Coach, how have things been going as your teams get ready for the 2018 campaign?
Oh, it's been good. Obviously, we're bringing in some exciting kids in the class here, both on the men's and women's team. So, gearing up for the season's been a big deal for them, especially as they transition into a collegiate season compared to a high school season.
It's year number 2 for you as the head coach,
That's
and
correct.
you had a full off season this year as the head coach. How has that transition been, or how has this year been getting ready for the first event as opposed to last year?
Last year was more of a scramble, so it was a little bit where I picked it up probably a couple weeks before the season started. This year's been nice in the fact that they already had the expectations and what we were going to be looking to work on, during the summer. So I'm excited to see, everything that they've put in throughout the summer to get better for this year, and I think it's going to translate into big things for us.
You mentioned expectations. Let's talk about the men's golf team first. Expectations are always high, right? Conference championship?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, obviously, we're going to be very young again with having a lot of sophomores and freshmen on the roster, but if we're not in the top 3, I think I'll be pretty upset about that.
Can you talk about the women's side as you're trying to build that program as well here at Marion? What are expectations for the women heading into their first meet in the coming week?
Yeah, for them, they are not in the same boat, but they kind of are. Obviously, we have 4 freshman girls that came in this year, so we're going to be young, but we also have 3 seniors that have been there, done that, are going to be able to show them the ropes, which is huge. But all the freshmen are going to get a lot of opportunity to play.
Is there different types of pressure? Some sports, there's like a transition, bigger, faster, stronger, moving into the college level. Golf is an individual game. Is that an easier transition for a golfer on the men's or the women's side moving on to the college level, or is it the pressure ramped up a little bit as well?
I would say in comparison, obviously, to like contact sports, it's a little bit different. But from the mental aspect, it's just a new realm, and the competition is much better for most of these girls than what they played against in high school. For them, it's a lot of just adjustment. I don't think it's a whole season thing. It's more of like the first 2 events we play, then they kind of get the adjustments a little bit quicker.
You touched on it a little bit, but the men's side, can you kind of talk about some of your returning players from last year?
Sure. So, we're returning Jake Sherwood and Maxwell Dye. Both of those guys finished just outside top 10 in the conference last year. Some other returners that'll be coming back are Caleb Martin and Kyle Doyle, who both played a huge role and played in almost every event for us. And plus we have some upperclassmen that, haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to play in the last few years, but they're going to get a chance this year. So we're kind of looking to see what the mix will end up being.
How about newcomers on campus for the Sabres?
Yeah, all of them are really excited to be here, and obviously we're excited to have them. And they all know they have a great opportunity coming forward, and they're all going to get the opportunity to play in almost every event for the first part of the season. And, we're just ready to see what they got to offer.
Looking at the roster, recruiting someone from a warm weather climate to come play here at Marion, where especially in the spring, late in the fall, you never know what Mother Nature is going to bring us. What is your recruiting philosophy, and how do you sell this potential student athlete on Marion University?
The biggest thing for me is that it's something different and new for them. A lot of our kids are either from the West Coast or down south. Honestly, we only have 3 kids from Wisconsin or Illinois on our roster. But for them, I want them to experience, something completely different. And that's the same thing that they thought and their parents thought, is that we need to branch out and be able to do something different. Because some of them do have aspirations to play beyond college. Some of them don't, but they still want that opportunity to experience something they wouldn't before. And obviously we have great golf in Wisconsin. The courses around us are fantastic. And it's just something where they're going to see a different part of the world, and they might not ever be able to, do that again. So it's just a big opportunity for them to do something different.
How big of a selling point is that, not only the academics that Marion University offers in being able to golf at the next level, but saying, hey, you can play at Whistling Straits, the PGA Championship. Erin Hills hosted a U.S. Open, and there's other just phenomenal golf courses that you'll see in the Chicago area. And how big of a perk is that? Because not many programs anywhere in the country can say, hey, we play at the places where you're seeing, the best of the best, where Rory's playing, where Ricky's playing, and, even Phil and Tiger, I guess you can say Tiger again now.
Yeah, no, he's back.
He's back now. So, how big of a selling point is that in your home course here at Whispering Springs and Fond du Lac is fabulous as well. How big of a point is that then you're going to play top quality golf courses?
That always comes up right away in our talking about the conditions and everything else. And I explained to them, like you said, Whistling Straits, Erin Hills, those are within 45 minutes from where we are right now. The big thing with that is that they do get an opportunity to play. Obviously, our conference tournament is at Whistling Straits, so they get that opportunity. But they also realize, like when we're talking about that, and I explain our home course, like you mentioned, Whispering Springs and how nice it is, they start to get the idea. The idea that, okay, even if I'm going up there, look at these immaculate courses that are all around us. And it's one of those things that, I'm probably one of the few coaches in the conference that actually reaches out that far. I got kids from Alaska and Hawaii here. So it's probably one of the unique things where they see, okay, I know where they're at because I know where Whistling Straits is, or I know where Erin Hills is. So for them, it's an opportunity to, be in a place where the golf is rich, like we mentioned before.
On the women's side, can you talk about your returners and some new faces that people will see if they come out and follow the Sabres around a course somewhere in the Midwest?
Absolutely. So we're bringing back 3 seniors this year. We have Taylor Weiss, Allie Grosnick, and Kayla Bowen. Obviously, they've been a part of this program for the last 3 years, and they've had a big impact on what we were and what we're going to be. Taylor Weiss is going for the four-peat of being an all-conference player. Last year, she broke the school record. She's obviously hoping to go beyond that. And Allie and Kayla have been solid for us. They've just been great kids to work with, and also they do a great part in working with the girls we have now, especially the first week of them already being here.
Sure, Coach. When you're recruiting as well, obviously weather is different than if somebody goes to school down south, but you have facilities here where kids can get in some work in the off season in the winter when there's still snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's one of the things that also separates us from a lot of schools in the Midwest. We do have a simulator on campus. It's a great opportunity, like you said, to get those swings in the winter. And we also have a field house that we can go on. I mean, the turf in there is almost like putting on artificial grass, so it's very similar. It's a great thing for like lag putting or other technique things we want to work on, and they can hit wedges in there too. So it's just one of those things that we're blessed to have that opportunity, and one of those things here that we can use.
Well, the men's and women's teams both get underway the weekend of the 31st?
That is correct.
Where are they headed?
So the men on August 31st and September 1st will be down in Janesville, Wisconsin, playing in Edgewood College's Invite. The women will be traveling on the 1st and 2nd up to Oshkosh and playing in Oshkosh's Invite.
If somebody's watching this that potentially thinks they can play golf or is interested in playing golf at the next level, Coach, they can find your contact information at saberathletics.com.
That is correct.
Hey, Coach Tyler McLaughlin, thank you so much. I appreciate you giving us some time here as we get ready for the 2018 men's and women's golf season.
Thanks for having me.
Men's and women's golf, the Sabre Spotlight here on the Marion Sports Network.